Hi everyone, it's Jennifer from Fiberflux. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about some crochet dishcloth patterns. These are fun and easy, small and portable, and they're so much fun to make. So as the weather warms up for the season, I like to grab all the cotton dishcloth yarn and make some dishcloths. They're so handy to have around the house. They make lovely little gifts, and they're a great way to try out some new crochet stitches, some techniques, and different ways of using yarn and so forth. So I have 10 different patterns today, all very lovely and very different from one another that we're going to share. So before we get started, be sure and hit that subscribe button to get all the latest Fiberflux video updates. I share roundups like this one where we pick a theme and just chat all things crochet. I share full project tutorials where we go through the whole pattern step by step, as well as crochet stitch tutorials as well. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, all the patterns we're going to talk about today can be found in the links below. They all have a full written pattern on the blog and a full video tutorial for each one of the projects. So definitely check those links out for each project. Also, something very exciting that I want to announce, I have a new channel. If you haven't heard yet, it's called Fiberflux Knitting, and that's where I share knitting projects. I've had a lot of requests for more knitting content, so I jumped in and created a whole knitting channel. It's been very exciting, lots of fun things in there. So if you're wanting to explore knitting a little bit, brush up on some skills, or just look for some beautiful, relaxing knitting projects, check out that channel. The link is down below to subscribe. So, crochet dishcloths, let's jump right in. The first dishcloth we're going to check out is the Wisteria Lace dishcloth. This is beautiful, lacy, just rows of like those picot stitches, just really simple little stitches, and this makes a lovely set. As you can see here, I did one in like a lighter shade and a darker shade of purples. It reminds me of the wisteria that grows in the springtime, and these are just really beautiful, lacy little dishcloths. Next up is the Tulip Patch dishcloth. This one is so super fun to make. I did rows of V stitches for the kind of the ground that the flowers are growing on. I did like an ecru shade. I think the color was actually called ecru, to make the ground out of some V stitches. Then I took some green and did some V stitches as well, as you can see, to make the stems of the flower and the little leaves. And then I did rows of some puff stitches, so they look like beautiful little flowers growing in the ground. Now I did all mine in pink, but you can do different rows of them in different colors depending on the color of dishcloth yarn that you have, the cotton that you may have on hand. You could do yellow, pink, purple, or any colors you want. They also look beautiful in variegated colors too, so it looks like different flecks and color changes of flowers as well. So the Tulip Patch dishcloth. Next up is the Suzette Stitch dishcloth. The Suzette Stitch is a really easy stitch. I have a whole separate stitch tutorial for that one if you'd like to check that out as well. You can see the link up here. But the Suzette Stitch makes a beautiful texture for a dishcloth. So actually it was somebody requested it, that I make a dishcloth out of that stitch. So I was happy to do that. And as you can see, it makes a lovely dishcloth as well. Next up is the Strawflower Hexagon dishcloth. So I have kind of a whole series of these Strawflower patterns where I do this little flower, as you can see in the center, and then I do post stitches that sort of like wraps around it and like sort of visually holds the flower in place. And then I did a whole rainbow of colors. I got all the colors out for this one and just made it a really bright, fun, happy hexagon shaped dishcloth. The next dishcloth on our list is the Connect the Dots dishcloth. This was a beautiful dishcloth and it's so super simple. It's just a granny square that I did in the aqua, and then I added some very easy crochet circles to make kind of like polka dots all over it. I love the color palette. It's just so fun, and you can do as many polka dots as you want. You can change up the colors, and it's a really fun one to kind of play around with color, and it has those circles actually double up as little scrubbies sort of built into the dishcloth as well. So check that one out. Our next dishcloth is the Maui Blossom dishcloth. This one was so much fun to make. It's just some flower motifs, and I used like the aqua and the pink. It looks kind of summery and beautiful. And I just joined them together using the join as you go technique. So I didn't have to sew the flowers together or anything like that. Just made a motif, added another one, added another one. You can make a long strip and make like a matching towel to go with the dishcloth. And it's just so beautiful. It brightens your space. It looks very springy and kind of summery too. So check out the Maui Blossom dishcloth. Next up on our list is the Star Stitch dishcloth. This is so beautiful. And as many of you know, the Star Stitch is one of my most favorite stitches. It's fun to make. If you're not familiar with the Star Stitch, that's totally fine. In the tutorial, which the video tutorial, the link is down below, like I mentioned before. I go through the whole thing step by step. So if you're not familiar with this stitch, totally fine. We walk through the whole thing together. The Star Stitch in this particular dishcloth was really interesting when I tried it in both the solid and the variegated. So I was kind of experimenting with that a little bit. But the result is a beautiful set you can even make of the dishcloths as well. The next dishcloth that I have for you is probably the most unusual in our lineup, and that is the Playing in the Grass dishcloth. This one was made by holding two strands together for the square part that you can see here. And that was like a cotton strand of yarn. And then I used one of those like novelty, like scrubby type yarns. And I held them together and made a square out of it, both in the shade of green. And the result is it looks just like grass that you would see on a lawn or something like that. So I thought it was really extra fun and so super useful for scrubbing some of those more stubborn things that you may scrub in the kitchen. So I also wanted to kind of play on the grass aspect of it and add some flowers growing out of the ground. So these are little one round flowers. I did in shades of pink and red, and I kind of scattered them on there. And they also double up as some scrubby surfaces for you too. As a side note, I know a lot of you comment when I share dishcloths that sometimes they're too pretty to use, and that is a great point. Sometimes I have some hooks in my kitchen and I'll just kind of hang them and display them, and you can change them out for the season as well. So that's a fun way to use them for your dishcloths too. Our next dishcloth is the Scrubby Edge dishcloth. These are just some very simple crochet squares that I did in super fun colors. And then for the last round that I did, I used some of that novelty scrubby yarn again and did like a scrubby edge. So it can be a dishcloth, you can wipe surfaces, or if you're cleaning with them, you can just use that edge and get something stubborn off. So check those out. They're extremely useful and very pretty. Last but not least on our list is the Colorblock corner to corner dishcloth. This was made by starting at the corner, working upward and outward till we got to halfway through, and then changing colors and then finishing up the square. So the result is this really fun square with a diagonal. It looks very graphic, like a diagonal line going through it, very color block, very bright and bold. So you can check those out. I used a palette. I made 3 of them, as you can see, and I used a palette of similar colors. I did 3 colors, 3 dishcloths, and I kind of mixed up the colors a little bit, but it was really fun to see how the colors kind of played together and to make a set of those, because these make great gifts as well. So some ideas, like I mentioned throughout the video, were you can display them in your kitchen. You can use them to do some of your cleaning projects, either in the kitchen, bathroom. Some of these can be used as washcloths. The one with the scrubby texture I would not use as a washcloth, but the cotton yarn ones definitely can be used as a beautiful washcloth. And they also make wonderful gifts. So you could kind of roll them up and tie them with a ribbon, put them in a little basket or something like that. You could also give them along with something else as a housewarming gift, or if you're going somewhere, you could give it to your host or hostess. So they make wonderful little, very fast little gifts too. So check out all of these dishcloths. Again, the links are below. I hope you enjoyed this collection. Dishcloths are so much fun to make and a great little portable, small little cool project as the weather warms up. So check those out, and I will see all of you in the next video. Bye everyone, and happy crocheting.